well, today there's also a stunning new investigative report revealing just how easy it is to obtain the ingredients to make fentanyl. Reuters journalists spent months sourcing and buying $3,000 worth of materials, enough to make $3 million worth of pills, highlighting the struggles U.S. authorities have faced in trying to contain the growing fentanyl crisis, even despite it being a focal point of both the Trump and Biden administrations.
More people in the United States between the ages of 18 and 49 die from fentanyl than from guns, car accidents, or any other cause. 100 more high-tech drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's killing thousands of children. This bill would save lives. It really is an American tragedy.
Okay, Maurice Tamman is a Reuters reporter who is an integral part of the investigation. Maurice, thank you for joining us. What inspired this idea? How did you and your colleagues originally realize that you could just order the ingredients to make one of the world's deadliest drugs yourselves?
Well, I mean, we decided we wanted to take a look at the supply chain of chemicals coming into the country. And originally we thought we would have to search the dark web and the various places on the internet where only the fearless go. But in truth is, we were able to find these chemicals advertised on many sites around the world, usually served up through some type of advertising mechanism on images themselves, you know, pictures of chemicals with various codes on them that indicate what type of chemical they were, and a telephone number, and we just got on Signal or Telegram or WhatsApp, and the next thing you know, we were negotiating for a buy.
It sounds like this was a fairly easy process for you and your colleagues to get these materials. Did you run into any obstacles?
No, not really. There were occasions where customs looked at things that we bought, one in particular where they opened a package and tore open the bag, but didn't seem to do anything with it and sent it on its way, and it arrived just like all the other packages, with the notable exception that it had a little piece of tape on it that said inspected by customs, and that was it.
What did you make of that? Did you expect that reaction, or how easy it would be?
I suspected as much. I suspected that it was relatively easy when we started. Perhaps not as easy. I mean, it wasn't that much different than ordering anything online. You chat with somebody who's got something to sell you, and you negotiate a price, and 3 or 4 weeks later, it shows up in your mailbox.
We also do want to make it clear for people watching at home that your team didn't actually make these drugs. You safely destroyed the ingredients under the guidance of lawyers to ensure, you know, everything was up to code here. But what did you share with the Drug Enforcement Agency about your experience, and what was their response?
We shared everything with them once we were ready to publish, and their response is they're doing everything they can, and that they have robust regulations and laws, and they enforce them and are doing their best to stop this flow. I mean, I think there was one custom official, though, that acknowledged that this country is not going to seize their way out of the fentanyl crisis, that in fact it has to have other prongs to it, and that includes tightening regulations and laws as they related to small shipments coming into the country. It relates to gathering intelligence of who's selling these chemicals in China, and certainly the cooperation of the Chinese government. And and while they didn't necessarily address this because it's not within customs remit, I think the question remains whether or not we collectively can do more to reduce the demand for the drugs on our streets, and I suspect that that's an important part of the calculus here.
Maurice Tamman, a Reuters reporter, integral part of this investigation, showing how easy and how inexpensive it can be to make fentanyl. Fascinating, alarming report. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. Appreciate the conversation.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.